Okay, so I am a guest designer for Color Rush this month. Super excited, so thank you to Color Rush for giving me this opportunity. So last night I sat down and kind of went through the kit. I've got several ideas for it. It's adorable. So I am going to, and I'll link the unboxing too, so that way if you see something that you like in this layout that you want to go check out from there. So anyway, so I sat down and kind of brainstormed what I wanted to do with this layout. Wanted to get it all set out and all that before I started filming, because I wanted to make sure that this is, you know, it was pleasing to my eye and I was happy with it, because it's one thing when you're scrapbooking for yourself. It's another when you're trying to represent a brand and a company. And since this is, you know, kind of a new process to me, I really want to make sure that I'm doing the company right by making a really good layout. So this is what I've come up with. This is part of their bold kit. All of this is bold kit, and this was part of their acrylic piece. This floral piece came, it was actually what was wrapped around the acrylic pieces. So the acrylics all came kind of packaged together with like a, you know, a neat frazzle around it. And I thought that it matched perfectly with these guest checks that came in the kit. All of these stickers here are from the stickers, the sticker set. So this came, it was a Photoplay sticker set. The paper is Photoplay. So I'm going to actually sit down and start getting this all glued down and put together. These are Prima flowers that came in the add-on kit. And then I think what I might do is I've got some, these are sequins from the July kit and sequins from the June kit. And so I might work in some of these too, since I've got plenty of those. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. This green paper I was actually going to use as a border, so I'm going to go ahead and gut it. And I won't make you watch that whole process. And then I cut off about, I think it was about 1/2 inch on either side. So that way I would have the border peeking out just a little bit. And of course, as soon as I got my kit and saw these guest checks in there, I was like, that I wanted to do my first layout using those, because I just thought they were so stinking cute. Last month she put a popcorn bag in there. So, and it, I mean, just like so creative to think to put that kind of stuff in there. And this really went with the Photoplay collection very well, because they actually had a full sheet of paper that had like these guest checks all over it. So just really cute. So I'm documenting a photograph of my daughter at preschool. She was playing with a little McDonald's play set, which legit, it looks like it's from the 80s, which made my 80s heart happy. I realized when I was working with these guest checks to flip them over to add adhesive on the back to start gluing them down, I realized that that thank you was on the back. So I decided to, instead of having all 3 checks flipped the same way, to have that thank you on the, you know, as one of them, just because, you know, usually when you go and order something, it's always thank you. And so anyways, now you'll see here when I get these glued down, it doesn't look right at the top of the page. Like it looks like they're off kilter. I do fix it, but then I even noticed, like watching it back on video, like it still looks crookedy, but I measured it because to me, I kept thinking like it looked crookedy. So I measured it and it was like right on the money. So I'm not sure if it's just kind of a little bit of an optical illusion, because my ruler, I don't think would lie, but I do fix this a little bit so it does look a little bit better. I feel like it does look crookedy. So what I'm doing here is this frazzle. You know, of course it had like some wrinkles and things in it. So I was using this tool. It's essentially just a flat iron. I had purchased it a long time ago when I, you know, was new to scrapbooking and had to have all the latest and greatest gadgets and tools, and that was from, I think, a tool from Pebbles Inc. So really, if you know, obviously you don't have to spring for, I don't even know if they make anything like that anymore, but just use a flat iron on a low setting, and that helps get those wrinkles out from your frazzle. So I'm going to go ahead and get that glued down. I do leave the excess on it for right now, just because I wanted to make sure that I kind of had everything down and adhered before I cut that off. So I will cut it off to where it ends at the pink paper. And then this piece was from the cardstock set that came with the photo play papers, and so I layer that over it. Now I had to glue it because I did end up, while I was trying to set up the layout and kind of figure out visually what I wanted, I had ended up putting stuff on the back to de-stick it. So and then on top of that, with the fact that I was putting it over fabric, I would have added glue anyways to it just to make sure it, it would stay stuck down. So these florals, of course, are from Prima, and then there's that little fabric heart. I put in a second one as well. Those all came in the kit as well. You got 3 fabric hearts. And then I did end up using the whole package of florals on this one because I just thought it went really well with this layout. So I'm going to get these glued down. Now with these fabric pieces, sometimes you'll have to add a little hot glue to them, just depending on how they glue down, because I feel like sometimes the fabric wants to kind of soak up the glue. But I feel like with Nuvo dries so quickly, I don't know that it really has much time to soak it up, as with like other kind of wet glues. So I checked both fabric pieces and they were both fine. So, and then I'm going to start working on this cluster down here. Now the 2 flowers, the kind of the peachy one that one that I just pointed to, and the blue one, I did end up at the end of this video, which I don't show it. Actually, I don't show it on video at all. I did end up having to put like some foam underneath some of the petals, just because they were kind of not as flat as the other flowers, and so they kind of kept wanting to. If you touched them, it would kind of tear up the paper, even though they were adhered down. So I just put a couple foam pieces under some of the petals just to kind of help support the flower and keep it from, kind of wanting to move around. So, and then that seemed to fix that issue. So. And then there's that other fabric heart. Add a little butterfly here for just a little bit more dimension. And then these are cardstock stickers that came in the kit. This acrylic piece came from the acrylic kit that you could buy. And then this, it says you are enough. More than enough. And I always glue that down with Nuvo Deluxe adhesive because I feel like Nuvo has like a really good, it dries fairly quickly. I mean, I still feel like you have some time to like kind of move things around, but I feel like I'm always secure in the fact that my acrylic pieces will stay on with Nuvo. And then I'm gonna add a couple of the glitter pieces that I was talking, or sequins. I always want to call it glitter. Sequins pieces. I don't know why I want to call it glitter. Sequins pieces. So that was from the June kit. And I'm just kind of going to spread them around both clusters here. And here is a close-up shot. I think it turned out adorable. It was such a pretty set, and then the little detail, like the little added things that they put in the kit, like with the guest checks, is just so cute, and it really elevates your layouts. And I would have never thought to do that, to put guest checks behind this layout, but I really feel like it really makes it pop and helps draw attention to the photograph. So here are a couple close-up shots. I really appreciate you for coming by to watch another process video.